Good morning, Wanda. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us here at DiversityComm Magazine. I want to first start off by congratulating MGM on being recognized as a top diverse employer again. And I know you guys do a lot of work all the time, and I know that you have a very big hand in that. So I want to start off with you introducing yourself, your full name, a little bit about yourself, your current role, your title, how long you've been with the company, and just a little bit about you. Let our readers know who's Wanda.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having us. So, my name is Wanda Gisperter, Vice President of HR Global Development for MGM Resorts. Big title, and let me break it down. So, I prepare the labor markets for new occupations that come into the market when we expand. So, my role is to expand MGM anywhere in the world, and it's an exciting job. I get to open properties for us in the US and now in Japan. Prepares the market for new jobs that are coming in role. So, workforce development, workforce planning. For example, in Japan, we are bringing 15,000 jobs to a country. Many of these jobs are here for the first time. So I go out in advance. I prepare the market with training, residents on the ground so that they can be ready when we open this wonderful resort. So it's an amazing opportunity to get to know the local market, from high schools to colleges to job training programs and everything in between, so that when we open the property, they're ready for us.
Well, we're really honored, and I feel honored to be here interviewing you. Wanda, I think what you're doing is pretty substantial. It's pretty amazing, and it seems like a huge responsibility for an individual, but I'm sure you have an amazing team because I know MGM. And I want to just ask you, just, because of everything that you do, can you share with me just what you think is the most rewarding part of your job and responsibility, like your favorite portion of it?
Yes. So, without a doubt, we change lives through jobs. I've seen people come to us from many different programs, sometimes even homeless shelter programs, and we provide training, we get people ready, and it takes them to the next level. Careers are a game changer when it comes down to your life. And so that's the most rewarding part for me, is actually watching people go through the change of getting roles and then having a wonderful career. You can buy your cars, you can buy your house, you can provide for your family with great hospitality jobs. And many people forget that. We have great examples where people have started with us even as lifeguards. They start with us as lifeguards. We pay for their college because at MGM, we pay for all of our employees until they receive a master's degree. And so watching people grow and change and then step into the career of their dreams, that is the most rewarding part for me.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. I couldn't help but think of like a fairy godmother. You're like there helping them, guiding them, mentoring them, making sure that they're getting the right training, and then watching that development. I'm sure it must be very satisfying to see that you had, and the company has had a great hand in making that change and developing and changing people's lives. That's extremely impressive. And I'm almost positive that's one of the reasons why you are on our list as a top diverse employer. I know that you do quite a bit with your initiatives, but can you share with us some of the initiatives and your role in advancing maybe women or gender equality or leadership within the company? Because I know there's so many aspects, because in our survey, there's different portions of it. And I know, because I just feel like I know you guys because I see you everywhere. But what do you think are the top initiatives that the company has supported and has really advanced them, and one of the reasons why you feel you might have been selected to be on the top diverse employer list for 2024?
Absolutely. One of the things I think we do very well is we align ourselves with the community. So there's so many nonprofit organizations like your Dress for Success, even your YWCAs, we go out there and we focus on companies that are already there to support women, and we partner with them. We help with interview prep, we help with bringing the job awareness, and then once they come on board, they have mentorship opportunities. Something in particular I love is our Supplier Diversity Mentorship Program. It's led by Kenyatta Lewis. She's an executive director for us. So we want women to be a part of the vendor sector. We want to purchase from women-owned companies. And we have a really big focus on that so that all boats will rise when
Yes,
MGM
that's
comes
right.
to town.
Absolutely.
So we keep a lens on that. So there's support before you join MGM. There's
Mhm.
support once you're a part of MGM. And then it's an endless growth opportunity that you will have. And we have many good examples, but what I love the most is even when I came in as a director, I was able to reach out and really have great, rich conversations to help me guide my path. So I'm a product of what
Uh,
MGM
That's
provides in
fantastic.
terms of support for career growth.
That it's obvious you're a Wonder Woman, and you know that this is going in the August issue, which is the Wonder Woman issue. And I know you have other Wonder Women working for you, because when you mention supplier diversity, I go to a lot of the WeBank and NMSDC conferences, and even some of the veteran conferences, and I see all the supplier diversity managers there. I know how active you are, but can you tell me about maybe some other women, or maybe one of your ERGs that support women? Because I think you guys produce a lot of Wonder Women. So tell me about some of them.
Oh, I know we do. I am fortunate to be surrounded by a culture of just brilliant women at MGM Resorts at all levels, at all generations. I am so encouraged about this next leadership group that's coming on. They're going to take MGM totally to the next level. I have a lot of women that I reach out to when I need additional support as well. So we have Danielle White. She's the VP of Community Engagement. She handles regional as well as Las Vegas. Jody Collins, VP of Global Development. We are right there together, expanding MGM into new markets. Um, Anna Vadici, she's VP of Retail Strategy. Oh my gosh, she gets to decide which retail spaces, Cartier, Louis, Rolex. She makes those decisions, but she leads that strategy throughout. And in China, Wendy Yu is our Senior VP of HR. She leads the properties in Macau. I can just sit at the feet of Wendy and just learn from her rich experience. We also have veterans who are women in the organization. So Rebecca White leads talent acquisition. I love someone leading talent acquisition with that eye for let's bring in the veteran group and let's bring in people from all areas. In finance, there's Sarah Rogers leading the way, Senior VP of Corporate Finance. I mean, it's an endless pool, legal, marketing, and certainly my boss, Jyoti Chopra, who leads the people strategy for MGM
Absolutely.
Resorts. So
Absolutely.
it's the first time I've worked in a company where everywhere I look, there are great examples, and these women are approachable. You can talk to them, and they're willing to share. They all have amazing stories, but they're bringing us along with them. So it teaches us to make sure that we're doing the same for that next generation as well. So MGM is a powerhouse full of Wonder Women. And
Right,
so,
exactly. A
no doubt
powerhouse,
about it.
that should be the title of the article. A powerhouse of Wonder Women. You just did it. Well done. That was great, Wanda. So I know that there's many great reasons to work for MGM, but if you want to sum it up, what would you think are the main points or reasons someone should work for MGM?
So for me, I think one, if you want to work for a company that you can have a full career, you can come in in an entry-level position and just grow. You don't have to bounce from company to company. We have so many departments that you can grow into. I think that's what sets us apart. We have great benefits. Our HR team sits down and they decide what can we do to make MGM the best place to work. We have sabbatical programs. We have a focus on wellness. We want to take care of the whole person. And so when you have a team that's sitting down trying to figure out how to make this the best workplace possible, that's why you should stay. I'm excited to see what new benefits they
Yeah,
come up with.
absolutely.
And
I'm going to
so
tell you, if I didn't have a job, I would apply.
come on to MGM. There's always room. And then I think the support that's definitely there. So we have a women's employee network group you can become a part of. So once you're there, we have veteran employee network groups. But I'll focus on the women's one because what I love about that is it brings people in from all backgrounds. We're able to do career development. We're able to work with allies. The CEO is quite present. The COO is quite present, and other people to make sure that you don't just lean on the other women leaders in the company.
Sure.
You have access to all. So that's our message. You have access to all, and I've seen it in action. And so I really think that's what sets us apart. We walk the talk, right?
You do.
It's
You
not just
absolutely
about
do. And I've seen it.
yes.
And I've seen it. I think it's also a testament for the amount of management and CEO, level that you have that are powerful women that are there as mentors as well. So I think, as a female wanting to join a company, just seeing that and the opportunity, that it just seems like there's many avenues. I think that's very attractive for a company to have. And you guys are absolutely walking the walk. So touche on that. Very,
Yeah.
very, very good. I'm going to ask you the kind of the final question, and this one's more
Sure.
open-ended and it's my favorite question. I will tell you that because, and you could take as long or as little as you want to answer this, but is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about yourself, your company, your team, maybe your work in Japan, anything else that you want our readers to know about you and MGM?
Oh, there's so many great things
I
to
know.
know. One, I will start by saying we have a focus, especially in our local markets, on youth. We recruit directly out of high school for many of our positions. And so when you think about something that's innovative, yes, we have a labor shortage in this country for many roles, but we have a strategy to bring the high school students in. Why? One, they're really passionate. Two, we pay for their education until they get a master's degree. And so it's a plan to reach the high schoolers, bring them in, help them develop, give them experience, and then they're growing at the same time. So that's something that I'm very proud of what we do. Japan, we are expanding our footprint into beautiful Osaka, and it's just going to be a merging of the cultures, and just we're going to introduce people to what Osaka really is. I've been on the ground there for a number of years. We're super excited to go into that market and just show what we can do, and then really connect with the locals in a way that we can just share their rich culture, their rich history to all of the people that love our brand as well. So looking forward to our work there. We open in 2030. So
Oh,
that
2030 in Japan or where?
in 2030 in Japan,
Wow,
2030 in
that's
Osaka.
great.
That's when we open. And so we certainly have a plan to hire 15,000
Wow.
people for that property. So that is the biggest thing. That is the most important initiative in my life
Yes.
right now. I'll also say this, what's been encouraging for me is oftentimes when you go into a company and you look at those top roles, the presidents of properties, which is a huge role, we're fortunate at MGM that we can see representation in those properties. So let me talk about our wonderful women presidents that we have. We have Melanie Johnson. She's in the National Harbor Market of Maryland, leading that space. We have Ann Hoff. We also have Aisha Molino, and she's the president of ARIA. So when you join a company and you really see people in these roles, you have great role models that you can look at those top positions. And that's very important because oftentimes as women, we don't get to see that, but we get to see them. They do great fireside chats and they're just always accessible. So that's one of the things I love as well.
Well, it sounds so exciting. And I'd love to even know more about all your projects and more of what you're doing. I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us. I can't wait to see what else MGM has on its board coming up. But even with this Japan project, which I didn't realize was all the way in 2030, I could only imagine all the different projects and individuals involved to make that a success like your other properties. And I have no doubt that you will. I want to congratulate you again for being on DiversityComm's top diverse employers. And it's a testament to really who you are and what the company is doing with everything that you've accomplished. So I just want to thank you again, and I wish you the absolute best, and I will follow you and see what else you'll be doing. I'll be on your LinkedIn, and I just want to thank you for this time. I really enjoyed this interview so much. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. It's an honor, and we're glad that we're selected.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
let me tell you, for me and my career, and I'm also a college professor,
Wow.
of all the companies that I've worked for, MGM by far is just head and shoulders above the rest for what it's done for me and what I see it do for other people. So hit our career site. We're hiring.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wanda. Well done. Perfect.
All right. My pleasure.
Thanks so much. Take care.